Here. All right, we are live. Okay, I just want to put my phone on because I can't see anything that's going on, like as far as what's going on with our stream here. But welcome everyone. We are now live, Cheryl. I'm so excited to be doing this with you. So, oddly enough, it's not showing me that I'm live on my
You know
channel.
what? I see it says live.
You see it? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
got it up. Look, I got it on my end.
Awesome, beautiful. All right, so I'm just so excited to be here on this live with you, Cheryl. I have such a passion for helping women, teaching about the foundations of business startups. So this conversation is going to be fierce, and I know it is most certainly something that my audience wants. But let me introduce myself, and then I want to introduce you and want you to tell the audience a little bit about who you are and what you do. So I'll tell a little bit about myself, which hopefully they know. I am Marjorie Mallard. If you don't know, I am your childcare franchise consultant. And with that, what I do is I really help women start the foundations to help them get their childcare businesses set up and tell you everything that you need from a foundational standpoint to the type of program that you have options for. And I'm the mentor to hold your hand throughout the way and to ensure that you're doing things with the right process. So, as I shared with you guys earlier before, I was so excited as I posted in some of my stories that I'm going to be bringing on experts here onto the lives so that we can equip you with the knowledge and the education that you need about business principles. And so I have brought on my expert today, Cheryl Gibson, and I'm just so excited that she's here and she's going to be pouring into you guys. So I just want to pass the mic, as we say over in the clubhouse, right? Over to Cheryl and let her just introduce herself and give a little bit of information about what she does and who she is.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Miss Marjorie. You know what? One of the things right off the bat that we're like minded is that we love helping others and helping women actually get to the next level. So, with that being said, my name is Cheryl Gibson. I am a financial planner with expertise in real estate. So, I love being able to show people how you can use the different tools that are out there for actually making money. And of course, when it comes to business, we want to make sure our foundation is together. Being a planner, we just make sure that you are set up properly so that you can actually position yourself to get whatever type of funding that you need to get started, because that's one of the major hurdles in business is literally funding to be able to do what you need to do. So we actually help you set that structure up so that you can actually get that funding, get that business, and make that money. That's what it's actually about. So you can really live that life of abundance. That's what I'm all about, girl. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes, yes. And that's so important because a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs just getting into the business, their mindset is just in so many different places and they're trying to narrow down so many things. And really, they weren't thinking, some of the ladies that I was talking to really weren't thinking about what they need to do to set themselves up for success, right? They know they need to get the funding, they know they need to go after the grants, but they don't know what they need to do to set themselves up so that they could be successful for this. And then you, my dear, hold the mantle twice because not only do you have the knowledge on the financial piece, but you also have that real estate knowledge. So a lot of the ladies that I'm working for as well, they're looking for locations.
Mm.
They have questions as it pertains to trying to acquire real estate on a leasing, whether they're going to be leasing or just so many different questions. So I'm so happy that you bring that knowledge in both areas to our live live here today. So hopefully that'll speak to some of these ladies. I know I had spoken with them and told them to definitely dig on in. But where I want to bring our topic of conversation today is really around the business planning process. I've gotten so many inquiries about that, right? About the business planning process. And people are confused. They're just confused as to the business plan, whether they need it, whether they don't need it. They're afraid of it. They think it's this monstrosity, which it can be if you're owning, like Tesla Corporation or something like that, right? Then you've got a monstrosity. But for your average aspiring entrepreneur who's looking to start out, tell the people, what can you say to them about the importance of business planning?
I would say think of business planning as just like when you get ready to go anywhere. Where are you going to go? Right? You know where you want to arrive at, but now you got to figure out the destination. What's the path? What's the map? That's what your business plan is. It's literally your GPS. It's going to show you where you're going to go, every step that it takes. A lot of times I'll tell you, work in reverse. Work in reverse. You know where you want to be? You want to have a fleet? You want to have a whole lot of them? You want to have a franchise yourself? What's that big picture? Start as big as you want to, then work backwards. Just
Absolutely.
work backwards. How are you going to get there? Because from that, what you're doing is you're mapping it out. So if I'm getting ready to go to the grocery store, I might have a couple of paths I can take to get there. Just have to decide, what path am I going to take? And what I say also is you do not have to recreate the wheel. Somebody's doing what you want to do. Somebody's further where you want to be at. Look at them. Use them as your mentor, as your guide. See where they are and look at the steps that they took to get there. And if you don't know, that's when you reach out to experts to actually give you that path. Look, I did it this way. One way may not be for you, but guess what? There's lots of ways to get there. So you just have to have the information, because that's what scares us, you guys, not knowing, right? That's where fear comes in. If I don't know, then I got all kinds of stuff going in my head. I'm going, oh my God, this could happen, that could happen. I'm creating all kind of stuff. So once you have the knowledge, then it becomes clear. And, I always have to go here, y'all, because I am a believer. In the Bible, it literally says, write it down and make it clear.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's what you're doing. That's really what your business plan is.
That's right. So
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And I love that information, what you said, like your GPS. And that's exactly how I explain it. Back then we used to have the maps, remember? We would all
Mm-hmm.
that good stuff, right? Now this is your roadmap. It is your GPS. And I've got to tell you, Cheryl, when I first started out in business, I wish I knew about business planning. I wish I had the knowledge. I wish I had the assistance. Now there's experts like myself and yourself for people to be able to tap into to get that information on how to position themselves so that their business is successful down the line. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to teach the big picture, right? So in my field, in childcare business ownership, a lot of the ladies, they want the steps 1, 2, 3. Okay, what do we do next? What do we do? And I always say, listen, that stuff is Googleable. You need foundation.
Mm.
Foundation, because before you know it, 6 months, a year is going to come and you're going to be looking back, right? At
Mm.
what didn't work, what you should have done. Now you're trying to brainstorm, put all these pieces of the puzzle together, right? And that's where your business plan comes into place. Besides the funding, besides the acquiring of money, and all of that other good stuff. But yeah, like you said, that GPS, mostly important. Now, what would you say to some of our listeners? Because another question that I received was on credit, you know, trying to establish credit. right? So aspiring business owners may be looking to lease some space or establish that credit worthiness. What would you say to them as a recommendation to get started?
I would say first, like we're talking about our foundation, we got to make sure our foundation is solid. So even from day one, the name of your business, all these things come into play. The name of it, you want to stay away from certain things, right? And why? Because you're trying to get your funding. You want to have a smooth situation. So the first thing is you want to pick your name. You just have to do things a certain way because people need to find you. They need to trust you. We're talking about money. That's what credit is. Credit is people saying, do I trust you to give you some money? And what type of rates you gonna get? That'll let you know how much they trust you. That's what credit worthiness is, right? So there's some people that pay 1%, 2%, and it goes right up the ladder. And the higher it is, the riskier you are. That's what I want you to remember. The higher it is, the riskier you are. So what you want to do is remove the risk. You want them to trust you. So they're going to trust you if they can find you, if they know you. Remember, know, like, and trust? It's the same thing with credit. I need to know you. Then let me see if I like you. Then I'm going to trust you with my money. That's what credit is. So you want to make sure that you get yourself together. Put yourself in position. Pay your bills on time. There's two avenues you can go when we're thinking about business and credit. We've got our personal credit, which just means we're handling our business, we're paying stuff on time, we're paying them off. Here's a hack. Pay your stuff twice a month. You'll get a credit worthiness of them saying they pay better than usual. All right, that's going to climb you up regarding your credit worthiness, right? So that's what we want to do. Paying your bills on time and before time, paying them off in full. If you know you cannot pay something off in full, make sure you can make your payments. So make sure you can make your payments more than what the minimum is for two reasons. You want a better credit score. You also want to pay that off so you can get to the next situation. Also, when they see you paying off your bills quickly, they extend your credit limits. They get bigger and bigger.
That's good.
So first, let's take care of our personal credit. But for those that have not, because you know what, life gets in the way. I'm a real deal, you guys. I've been there. So in those situations, you can also use just your business credit.
Yes.
You don't even have to piggyback. There's a lot of people that say you can piggyback off of your personal credit and then you can do that. That's true. But we're talking about business. We're setting up our business. We're getting an LLC. Why? Limited liability. We want to separate the personal from the business. If something unfortunate happens, we don't want them coming after my personal home. I don't. But if they want to go after my business, hey, my business is on the line. Go after my business. So, but we're going to make sure none of that happens. But there's reasons why we're setting ourselves up a certain way. So when you hear LLC, it's more than a term. It is limited liability so that you're in a better situation. When we begin to get into corporations, once again, we're talking about our setup. That's because we've got more people working for us. There's certain tax advantages that you get. So all of these things are really important to your setup so that you can be credit worthy. We're looking at our name. We're picking out our LLC. We are getting our EIN number, which is free, ladies and gentlemen. It's free, irs.gov, because there's a lot of situations where people will charge you for an EIN, but you can get it for free. We're starting off, right? So go ahead and get it for free. But for those that's like, I don't have the time, I just need to get it done, there's done for you services as well. So depending on where you fit, you just decide where you are. There's lots of great free information, and there's also paid information you can get to give you the shortcut, to get there quicker. So you just have to decide which avenue works for you at what point. But getting back to our credit situation, There's two ways you can go, which is your personal credit. Actually, I'm going to say three. Your personal credit, piggybacking off of your personal credit to get into business credit, and then standing alone with your business credit, being set up, your foundation a certain way. So making sure you have all those things, the name is appropriate.
Yeah.
EIN,
Mm-hmm.
going to the Secretary of State, getting that LLC.
Mm-hmm.
You're making sure that once you do that, you can actually have an 800 number.
Mm-hmm.
Your email should not be a Gmail or an AOL.com. It needs to be whatever your business is. So that's info@sherrills.com as
Yeah.
an example. All right.
I love that.
So you would do that same thing. You want to be set up as a professional. When they look you up, you want them to find you.
Yeah.
You want to list yourself in the 411 directory. Remember, we want to go to a bank and they be able to find us. They know what we're doing. That's why you're setting yourself up this way.
Exactly. Exactly. I love it. And there's also, as a new entrepreneur, they can very easily establish credit with small accounts like Staples, for example. And that's the perfect way to start establishing credit. So just small things, right? If you're going in Staples to buy a ream of paper, buy it on your Staples charge, right? If you're going to use your debit card or whatever anyway, and start establishing the credit and pay it off. So this way, of course, if you're starting out, you don't want those large bills, but there are accounts out there that you can use to establish credit worthiness with companies. So I thank you for that. That's really a good tip for them. And yes, they have to follow that foundation. And people, I can't say it enough. You have to separate your personal from your business. You get paid, you can't take that money and just go pocket that money. It's got to go through a cycle so that you can establish your credit. Because when you want to grow, when you want to bring other things into your business, that's where they're going to go back and take a look at your credit, right?
So good. So good. I love that you said that. That's so important, you guys, because remember, we're not a hobby, we're a business.
Yes.
So if the IRS looks at us, we want to make sure we're set up and we can answer every question.
Mm-hmm.
And remember the tax advantages that you get as a business owner. There's so many advantages, you guys, at the end of the year. So yes, new business owners, yes, we are pouring into our business to get started, but you get it back at the end of the year because you are a business owner. You get advantages that people that clock in don't get.
That's right.
That don't get. And that's why we want to be owners.
That's
For
right.
everything. I always want to get that up in there because it's so important. So yes, separating your business from your personal. So what does that mean? That's the same thing for your phone. That's why you got a business phone.
That's right.
That's why you have a business phone. So that if you get called on the carpet by the IRS, it's like, nope, this is my business phone.
Right.
800 da 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 da.
Yeah.
This is my business email. Da 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 da. This is how you can find me on my website. That way, they're verifying everything. And that's what we want. We always want to work in a CYA type of situation, you guys.
I'm teaching that too. That's really
yes. Oh, yes. Because if you work that way, then you're covered. Your business plan, guess what? Your business plan has everything we're talking about right now. It's talking about your credit. It's talking about your finance, where you get your money from, where you going to go. It's your what, when, where, and how. And every business plan needs an A, a B, and a C.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I teach an A, B, and a C is because things change. Things can happen. Think about COVID.
Oh.
Did anybody ever think about something like COVID?
Yes.
Not until it hit us, right? And then it was a lot of people, I got to do this, I got to do that.
Yeah.
But if you had your A, B, and C
mitigating
set
the
up,
risks, that's huge. Yes. Absolutely.
That's why you want a business plan.
Yeah.
That's why you want it. So that's why everything became right back, right from the beginning,
full circle.
From credit, how everything's tied. It is tied. But you know what? You just sit down and go, this is the business I want. And then you figure out how you get there. And there's people here to help you do that.
Absolutely, for sure. I love that. Thank you so much for that, Cheryl. So important.
Mhm.
It's a cycle. It is full circle. And guys, this is what I teach as a mentor. I hold your hand and I walk you through the entire process. It's not all about one, two, three, do this, get your application, do this, get that, and then you got your license and you're ready to go. In my
Mhm.
opinion, that is a setup for failure.
Yes.
Certain principles that you need to put in place before that license gets placed on the wall,
Mm.
especially in the childcare industry, but in any business, because business is business. Whether you're cooking out of your home and or you're providing childcare out of your home or in a space in a childcare center, principles still need to be followed because in the cycle, we all report to the same person, right? The
Mm.
government, the IRS, right? So that's where mitigating all those risks come into place. So I love that, Cheryl, that you were able to share on those two nuggets. You definitely have to come back on here and join me again, and we'll take one solid topic and speak on it. That half hour went by very quickly.
Wow, it did, didn't it though? But you guys, you know what? We covered a whole lot. So I hope it, just got them juices going.
Right.
And more importantly, gave you the confidence
Yes.
to know that you can do it.
Do it.
And you know what? Can I share just one more thing? Because you guys is powerful.
Absolutely.
There's a book called The Science of Getting Rich.
Mm, yeah.
Read that book. Read it.
Yeah.
Because you know what? It's gonna get all up in your head.
Yeah.
It's gonna marinate those juices. And you're
Yes.
gonna be like, oh my, I got this.
That's
I
right.
got this.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
And
do it.
it's
Because
so
it's a science.
yes, it's so important, people, to empower your mind. You've got this is the fuel tank. Okay, this right here is the fuel tank. You got to put premium gasoline up there.
Okay.
Premium, okay, to keep it moving. So again, I absolutely love this. I'm Marjorie Mallard, your child care business franchise consultant. 23 years of owning and operating several child care programs. Have now franchised my own brand, which I'm so excited of. That's been a blessing from above, and trying now to sell my brand throughout the southern borders. And just really here to partner with you ladies to ensure that you are solid. And I mean unshakable when you start business, okay? Giving you all the gems with experts such as my girl Cheryl here, and bringing on other experts to feed you those gems. Because what I don't want is for you to just get your license application, go to an orientation, start taking kids, put the license on the wall, and then it's like, then what? Here
Mm.
comes you need credit because you need this loan. And here comes a call from the IRS. Here comes a call from the state. Here comes a parent trying to do this to you. Here comes an employee trying to like all of that is all with business foundations and
Mhm.
setting you up for success. So if you need mentorship and you're overwhelmed and you're unsure as to what step to take and what to do next, I've got you. I'm Marjorie Mallard, your child care business franchise consultant. And here with me again is Cheryl. Cheryl, tell the people where they can find you.
Hey, you can just go to CherylGibson.com. I got you. And that's SHERYL. And I got to be different. So it's GIP as in Peter, SON.
Yes,
So CherylGibson.com. I truly, truly got you. Want to see you win? And you will. You will. Starts right here.
that's right. We want to see you win, and you can find me on all social media platforms at Marjorie, Marjorie, Mallard, Mallard, and that is again Marjorie, Mallard. All righty. Thank you so much for this, Cheryl. Guys,
Thank you.
listening to the replay, type in replay, okay, so that we know you're listening to the replay. I apologize if there's anyone on here live right now because I can't see a thing. So if you have questions, go ahead and place your questions in the comments, and either myself or Cheryl will get back to you. All righty, guys, be phenomenal, be empowered. You've got this. All right, guys, have a great day. Thank you, Cheryl. Have a good
Thank you. Bye.
bye.